If Michigan beats Ohio State this weekend without their head coach, Jim Harbaugh, who is 10 times the head coach Ryan Day is, although Ryan Day does well against top 10 matchups, he's got a great record there. But Ohio State fans, if they lose to Michigan this weekend without their head coach on the sidelines, it should be crickets. Michigan has surpassed you recently. Ohio State fans are convinced that because of the stupid SeatGeek sign-stealing scandal that Michigan has surpassed them. No, that's not the case. Michigan is just the better franchise, the better organization, the better football program for the better part of over a past couple of years. Michigan's just better. And if they win this weekend without their head coach on the sidelines in what is the stupidest scandal in college football over the last 20 years, it's up there with the Reggie Bush losing his Heisman for selling his namesake, which had nothing to do with his play on the field. Firstly, there's so many narratives you can run with this. Everyone is sign stealing. Sure, Michigan did it probably worse than everyone else. They had guys on the sidelines. Everyone changes up their signs. No one keeps the same signs all year. That's just stupid practice. So yeah, maybe Michigan had a couple of signs, but Ohio State, Purdue, those other schools had Michigan signs as well. Maybe not to the extent Michigan did. But if Ohio State fans truly believe the only way, the only reason Michigan was beating Ohio State the past couple years was sign stealing, dude, cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. The second Jim Harbaugh got a quarterback up to his speed and his standards, and J.J. McCarthy over the past couple years has dominated college football. No championships, that's a Georgia thing, but has dominated the Big Ten and mostly over the past 2 years, most of college football. J.J. McCarthy, once he got Jim Harbaugh, once he got Nate to the system, has just been awesome. And that's why Michigan's better than Ohio State. They're just better than you on the field, and that's why you continuously lose to them over the past 2 years. Now, here's my next point. Instead of just saying Michigan should get in no matter what, that's what stupid people say. That's what talking heads say when they want to appease the crowd. Whoever loses this game should not be in the college football playoff. And I know that may seem obvious, but I've seen numerous people like, oh, even if Ohio State loses this game, they should both get in. No. What's the point of a Big Ten Conference Championship game? What's the point? Why even have them? If you're just going to predetermine the teams, why have them? It was my problem with USC last year. They punished USC for losing the Pac-12 title game, but not another team who didn't even make their championship game. I don't understand it. Being in your conference championship game should matter. And I'm not going to give kudos or props to Michigan and Ohio State for scheduling McDonald's University and Blockbuster Community College on their football schedules and beating them 60-0. That's just what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to reward them for having cupcakes on their schedules. They beat Penn State, both teams, who is always just bad against top 10 matchups, never ready for the moment. Ohio State beat Notre Dame, which has been fraudulent over the past 15 years. We're not so sure how good of a coach Marcus Freeman actually is. So this game should have huge standards. Whoever wins this game should be a lock to go to the college football playoff because they're going to be in their conference championship game. Whether they win it or not, beating one or the other is a big deal to me. But we as fans, as members of the media, need to hold conference championship games to a higher standard. We should not just grandfather in teams, because if we do, what's the point of playing games? Just put Alabama, Michigan, Clemson, or Ohio State, Georgia in every year. Don't even worry about playing the games. Hold those teams to a higher standard. With all that being said, I am all on board with the America's Team motto. I am all on board with America's Team Michigan. I expect them to roll Ohio State. I expect them to advance to the college football playoff. I expect them to not only beat Ohio State, I expect them to roll them. I expect them to be in the college football playoff. We'll see what happens from there. But it'll be really interesting to see what happens in Columbus after Michigan comes a-knocking and knocks out the Buckeyes.